and this is later uploaded to the platform. So then you will be able to watch it again in case maybe you have connection problems or you can't hear this very well, all right? Or you get disconnected for some reason. And for others, if you know any others that wanted to be at this meeting but could not, okay? You can let them know about this. You know, people who are in the class, right? Only people in this class are able to access the platform. All right. In case I don't see Rachel joining us, George, can you let me know, okay? Whenever Rachel, what's her last name? Martins, right? When Rachel Martins joins, let me know, all right? Thanks. All right. Okay. I am gonna ask all of you please to change your name to your actual name, all right? So then there's proof that you are present during this session and it will help you with your points, all right? Great, thank you. So let us start with Unit 8A. So let me share my screen. Can I have a thumbs up, please, if you can see my screen? It should say vocabulary introduction. Okay, great, thank you. So in this unit titled Trick or Treatment, we're gonna be talking about health, all right? And whenever we talk about health, we talk about body parts, symptoms, right, etc. So let's review, all right? Take a look. All these symptoms of vocabulary, okay? So we got a temperature, all right? You can repeat to yourself, okay? Your mics are muted, so it won't bother us. Repeat to yourself out loud, okay? A temperature, a cough, a headache, a rash, a blister, be unconscious, an earache. Notice that the CHE, right, is pronounced like a K, earache, a swollen ankle, a backache, a stomachache, a pain in the neck, a sneeze, to have a sore throat, to have diarrhea, that's a funny one, to faint, to feel dizzy, to feel nauseous, and to feel chills. So let's see if you can remember, all right? This is not the video. So let's see in the chats. I'm gonna point to some of these and I want you to tell me if you remember what it is. Okay, what was the first one? Temperature, very good. How about this one right here? Second line, number 2. My mouse is pointing to it. Swollen ankle, very good. How about this one, the first one? Third line, number 1. Third line, number 1. Nobody in the chat? Yes. Okay, it is the throat, but it's a sore throat, right? That's funny how you normally, I mean, it's not wrong, but people don't say I have a throat ache, right? Maybe you can say it the other way around. I have an ache in my throat, maybe that makes more sense. But most people just say a sore throat. Good, let's do one more. How about this one at the top right here? The finger, what does that have? Let's see if anybody can remember. It starts with a B. BL. Nobody? That's a tough one, huh? Okay, couple of seconds more. And yes, good, Vanya, a blister. Excellent. So let me show you the words again, okay? You were right, a blister, a sore throat, a swollen ankle, a temperature, all right? Okay. This is in the video for Unit 8A, okay? So you will be able to see this again, all right? Let's go to illnesses, injuries, and what does that say up there? Treatments, okay. So, repeat, the flu, cold, being allergic, asthma, high blood pressure, heart attack, a stroke, food poisoning, a bruise, a twisted ankle, take some medicine, stay home and rest, see a specialist, have an x-ray, have stitches, have an injection or a shot, have a bandage, and to have surgery. So let's see if you can remember. Okay, what was the first one? Let's look at the chat. Flu, very good, flu. Okay, I see Martin is asking a question. Martin asks, what's the difference between to faint and to be unconscious? Can anybody answer that in the chat? What's the difference to faint and to be unconscious? I'm sure somebody knows. They're kind of similar, but there's a small difference. Nobody? Let's just wait a couple of more seconds to check the chat. Okay. Well, the moment you become unconscious, you faint, right? Fainting is that moment where you are conscious and you lose it, right? And you fall. And once you faint, you are lying on the floor or somewhere, you are unconscious, right? So it's kind of like one is the moment you fall down and faint, and then the state after that would be unconscious. All right, thank you, Teacher George. When a person faints, it's usually temporary. Yes, that depends. I was just gonna say that. That depends, because you could faint and then immediately wake up, let's say. But at the moment where you are not awake, you are unconscious, right? Good. All right. How about this one right here? Third line, number 3. What is this? It sounds like a name. Anybody? Okay, very good, Vanya. A bruise. A bruise. Excellent. How about this one, the last one, right here? There are 2 ways you can say this. Third line, number 4. Let's wait for the chat. I'm sure somebody remembers. Nobody? Guys, please put your mics to mute. All right, I guess you don't remember. Okay, it's to have a shot or to have an injection, right? Maybe to get a vaccine also. So you can check, right? You are right, the flu, right? A bruise, to have an injection or a shot, or what is inside the injection is a vaccine, right? All right, good job. So now, I want to go back. The book, at the beginning of the book, we have this medical quiz, right? And I posted this as a speaking activity in the speaking video. So whenever you see that, I want you to do that. But let's do a few of them, right? Like a lot of people ask, what's the difference between a cold and the flu, and what are the symptoms, right? So who can tell us that? What's the difference between a cold and the flu, and what are the symptoms? Let's wait for the chat. Or if somebody wants to talk, we can unmute your mic too. That's fine too. All right, you can raise your hand. Okay, we're getting some answers in the chat, so I'm going to read them. Vanya says, the flu includes fever. That's correct. Very good. While the cold usually doesn't. Yes, good. So the cold is not as bad, let's say, right? The flu is worse, right? And there are variations, as we have sadly become so familiarized with now with this pandemic, right? There are many variations of flus. They can be bad to terrible to really bad, right? But a cold is not, okay? A cold, you usually have a runny nose, right? Runny nose. So you have to keep, blowing your nose on a handkerchief, right? Maybe you have an itchy nose too. Itchy means that it feels like you want to scratch it, right? So it bothers you. You may have congestion, nasal congestion. I'm writing these down in the chat so you guys can see, right? Nasal congestion, you can have a cough, right? And the flu, of course, could have all of those, plus body aches, like really bad aches, fever, like you said, maybe chest pains. And unfortunately, when it gets bad, some people have breathing difficulties. I'm writing these down. Breathing difficulties, all right? Okay, all right. There's one more part in the vocabulary that I want to go over. So good job so far. And here, all right. Part of the vocabulary for Unit 8A will be idioms, right? Or similes. So take a look at the cartoon, which is like really funny. This is the husband, this is the wife, and the door says doctor. So it says, my husband's as stubborn as a blank space. He refuses to go to the doctor about his bad back. What do you think the missing word is? Please write it in the chat. Stubborn. Okay, excellent. Questions are a sign of intelligence. Very good, Naomi. Who can tell us what stubborn means? Or a synonym for stubborn? Before I tell you, does anybody know? Let's wait a couple of seconds for some replies. Look at the picture, right? The picture can give you some clues. Okay. All right. You know, guys, from now on, if you just say no in the chat, it will, I mean, I'm not going to get angry. Okay, just tell us, I don't know, teacher. Right? Okay, Naomi is saying when you don't agree with something, maybe. Yeah, you're getting close, right? Stubborn is when you are hard-headed. Have you heard that term? Hard-headed. We say that in Spanish too, that you don't want to accept. You don't want to change your mind, right? Stubborn. And what animal is usually used a lot? Yes. What animal is usually considered like very stubborn? Like, yes, good, Vanya. Vanya wrote mule, M-U-L-E, mule. So that is the word. My husband is as stubborn as a mule. Right there. So this is a simile, right? Of course, the husband is not a mule, but we use figurative speech or similes with animals sometimes to be more descriptive. And these are very common colloquial expressions, right? They're not that formal, but they are very, very common. To be as stubborn as a mule. Okay, here's another example of a simile, right? As light as a feather. For example, I think Jane's underweight for her age. That means that she's very skinny, right? She's not big enough. So she's as light as a feather. And there's a feather right there, right? This is a feather. That's very light. So it's a simile, right? So in your book on page 75, you have this activity where you have to think of the correct simile, and you're taking words from this list right here, okay? For example, right here we can barely see it, but it says she is as white as a. What could that be? Could be, yeah, as white as a sheet, right? I can't really see the bottom of this, but yes. So now you know how to do page 75, okay? With all of these similes. All right, we need to continue with more vocabulary. And this is where the unit gets really interesting because we go on to alternative medicine. Now, what is alternative medicine? Right here, you can get an idea, right? What we usually call medicine, we refer to as Western, traditional medicine, right? Where you go to a doctor in a hospital, somebody who's a, let's say, proper doctor, and they give you medicines or you have a surgery. That would be the traditional kind of medicine that we know. But then we also have Western medicine or alternative medicine, right? Usually not from the West. It could be anything as the following, right? So listen and repeat to yourself. Homeopathy. Homeopathy. It's a weird word, right? Homeopathy. Osteopathy. Osteopathy. Aromatherapy. Okay. Herbal medicine. Herbal. In this case, the H is not pronounced. Herbal medicine. Chiropractic. This is more common. I'm sure you've heard of this. Chiropractic. Reflexology. Reflexology. Hypnotherapy. Repeat to yourself. Hypnotherapy. And acupuncture. Acupuncture. Right? And of course, if you don't know what these are, don't worry. I didn't know myself until I started teaching this book, right? But you have on page 76 the definitions, and you have to match them, okay? It's a listening activity. Which one do you think is a kind of treatment that uses hypnosis to help a physical or emotional problem? Can I see it in the chat, please? Yes, good. Hypnotherapy, okay? Hypnosis, right? Number one. So take a look. Here's a definition of all the others, right? So you can take a screenshot on your phone or on your computer so you can have it. This is actually the listening part for the book, all right? For example, number 8. Which one do you think this is? It's a Chinese method of treating pain and disease which uses special thin needles. They are pushed into the skin in particular parts of the body. Can I see it in the chat? Yeah, very good. Acupuncture. Very good. All right, so this is the vocabulary for this, right? Now I'm sure you're in your head you're thinking, what? You're already gathering up your opinion about it, right? Like, is this serious? Do I believe in this? Have I ever tried it, right? Is it good? Is it bad? All right. Now let's go quickly to the grammar so then we can talk about it a little bit. Now in the grammar, please, somebody give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen, just to double check so we don't waste any time. Okay, you got it, great, good. So in the grammar in this unit, we are focusing on the difference between gerunds and infinitives. Gerunds in English are ing, right? Ing, doing, going, swimming, having, being, any ing. And the infinitive is to, and then the base form, right? To have, to go, to swim, to be, right? We use the ing a little differently in English than in Spanish. So pay attention to that part because that can be confusing. The infinitive is pretty much, the same, right? But ing can be confusing in English because in Spanish we don't use it so much. So in this sentence right here, it says, use your instinct, what you already know, and tell me if which is correct, the first option or the second option, or are both possible options. And it says, I regret not going to the doctor earlier, or I regret not having gone to the doctor earlier. Can I see in the chat Which one do you think is correct? Vanya says not going, all right. Martin says not going. What about the rest? Jessica, Naomi, Vanya. Okay, Jessica's also going with not going. Why not the second option, not having gone? Why not? Can somebody tell me? Does it sound funny to you? Does it sound too new, like you've never heard that before? It sounds new, all right, good. Well, actually, both are correct, all right? And it's okay, you know, this is the new grammar for you in this unit. Expressions with ing in the present perfect, right? I regret not having gone to the doctor earlier. In this case, both of them are possible and they mean the same thing, okay? They mean exactly the same thing. Okay, that was congratulations if you put both. And you have an activity on page 75 where you have to test your instinct to see if you think, are both of these correct or not? Let's do one more. Okay, so number one was I regret not going or not having gone. How about number two? What do you think is correct for number two? I hate telling that I've gained weight, and I hate being told that I've gained weight. Vanya says being told. Thank you, Vanya, for your quick response. As always. What about the rest of you? Being told, Martin, Jessica. Yes, very good. Being told is the correct answer. Good job. So in this case would be active voice and passive voice. I hate being told by other people, right? When other people tell you that you look fat, let's say, or that, hey, you look heavier, right? Who likes that? Nobody likes that, right? So good. Active and passive voice. All right, and then let's do one more, okay? I would like to have brought you some flowers, but I didn't have time. And I would like to bring you some flowers, but I didn't have time. Which one sounds better to you? Naomi says to have brought. Thank you, Naomi, for the quick response. Very good. Who else? To have brought, Jessica, Martin. Vanya says bring. Look at the second part, Vanya. It says, but I didn't have time. You could say, I would like to bring you some flowers, but that sounds like either now or the future. So it would make sense if it said, but I don't have time. But this is in the past, right? So the correct answer is to have brought, the past, right? I would like to have brought you some flowers, but I didn't have time. Good. You can continue doing these later, okay? Let's go on to the explanation, okay? Okay. Please notice that in this PowerPoint, you know, I can't fit the whole page, 152, so I only have these examples. But if you go to the book, page 152, you will see a lot more explanations and longer, longer explanations with even more examples. So make sure that you go to that page, all right? So here we have the passive voice again. She loves being told how pretty she is. You know, when other people tell her that she is pretty. Or it's very difficult to get promoted in this company. Also the passive voice, right? Or he thanked them for having helped him. Having helped, present perfect right here with the ing, talks about something that happened already, right? It's in the past and it happened already. And notice that we don't say when, right? We are not mentioning when he received this help. So if you remember, the present perfect simple is usually used for a past unspecified time that is already finished. Or how wonderful to have finished all our tests. Again, this has happened already. We are done, but we are not mentioning when. Or I would like to have seen your face when they told you that you won the competition. Right? It's all in the past. Okay. Or I like to be lying on the beach right now. Okay. I'd like to be lying on the beach. So these are called complex gerunds and infinitives. Let's look at more examples. It's no use worrying. There's nothing you can do. All right. So here's what I was telling you, that we have infinitives: to see, to go, to eat, and then we have the ing, which in English is used a little differently than in Spanish, right? It's no use worrying. Right? In Spanish, we would say this, right? Like it's not worth it, but we would say it with the infinitive. If you can hear it in your head, or you can check later that. So it's no use worrying, it's no use talking to her, she is stubborn and she won't listen to you, could be, right? It's no use crying over spilled milk. That's a common expression in English, right? Why are you gonna cry for spilled milk? You know, you drop the milk on the floor, it's done. In Spanish, we have a similar expression with broken dishes, right? Okay, we had an agreement to share the cost, right? So notice that an agreement to share uses the infinitive. Or you can't visit the Metropolitan Museum of Art in a day. There's too much, right, to see. Or there wasn't enough snow for us to ski. The rest of these are all infinitive, and these are pretty straightforward for us. You know, are usually not a problem for Spanish speakers. Anything to eat, nowhere to go. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. Or he's the youngest player ever to play, right, for Peru. So I would pay more attention to the ing, all right? So make sure that you go to page 152 and you read the definitions, you complete these activities, make sure that you go to the platform and you look at the videos and you go to the web page. There are suggested other videos with explanations of this, right? That could be maybe more complete and longer. And also activities, interactive activities online, which you can do, and it will tell you online if you're right or if you're wrong, okay? Make sure that you do that. Those will help you a lot. And actually, you have to do them to get, you know, a check, a tick, so then you can access in the platform the next units and the quiz. All right. Okay, so let's see if there are any questions so far. No. Remember that on Saturday, we're going to be doing Unit 8A again, okay? So please start working. So then on Saturday, if you have more questions, you can ask them, okay? Today's class is more of an introduction to the grammar, okay? All right, so let's continue with a little bit of speaking, all right? I wanted to give you an example of what a conversation would look like using this grammar, okay? So when I suggest that you guys make a recording on your phone practicing, right, or answering these questions, you should try to use the vocabulary in the grammar as much as possible, right? And here's an example. Here's somebody saying, I'm worried. I regret not having read a self-help book about nutrition, right? I regret not having read, right? Kind of like saying, I'm sorry that I didn't read, right? Now I feel my diet is getting worse and worse. Plus, I always eat out. Is there anything to eat that is healthy in restaurants and diners? People tell me it's no use worrying about it, that it could actually make things worse. All right? And then this guy answers, I don't know what to tell you or what to do. I seem to be in the same position. The diet I am in has not helped me lose weight. I hate being told, passive voice, right, that I am out of shape by the doctor. Or I hate being told by the doctor that I am out of shape. I would like to have been born with more willpower. Well, at least we are blessed to have been given good brains. Okay, so it's kind of like a dumb conversation, right, that I just made up. But notice all the use of the grammar. Passive voice right here, right? I hate, I'm sorry, we're blessed to have been given by somebody, right? Or I hate being told. I hate it when other people tell me that I'm out of shape. Okay, so you can take a screenshot of the conversation. Again, this is in the video that you will be able to access for Unit 8A. Okay, so now I want to hear you guys. I want to hear your honest opinion. We talked about hypnotherapy, homeopathy, osteopathy. What's your opinion? What's your opinion? Choose one of these and tell us. Okay. Have you ever used any? Or do you know anyone else who has used any of these? How was the experience? Was it positive or negative? So let's see if we have a hand or a volunteer. Okay. You could talk, okay, we can unmute you, or you could also write in the chat if you feel more comfortable that way. Rachel hasn't been to the meeting yet, right? Oh, I didn't see her. So has anybody used any of these? I mean, herbal medicine, take a look. Does this look familiar? I'm sure that all of you have tried some of these. We are specialists on herbal medicine. Oh, here's Raquel. Here's Rachel. Just in time, you guys got saved by the bell. I see we have some questions. Hi, Rachel.
Hello, how are you?
Good, good.
Can I
I was just telling them about you.
Can you talk to your class briefly, please?
Yes,
Can you hear me?
we can hear
Okay, so
you very well though.
there?
Yes, that's better.
Better. Okay. I will be very brief today. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Raquel Martins. I'm the coordinator for the adult program, and I'm here today to discuss the evaluation of this course. Okay. I'm going to be very brief because I know that you have to continue with teacher Claudio and you have to finish this class. And I'm going to leave my email address in the chat. There you go. There. There. That's my email address in case you have questions or doubts. I can help you with, okay? I will discuss the evaluation in Spanish to make sure there is no room for confusion, okay? Here we go. La evaluación de este curso se hace a través de la plataforma del CCPA. Entonces, al final de la clase, yo les invito a entrar a la plataforma, entrar a la carpeta de avisos. En la carpeta de avisos hay un calendario de evaluaciones. También en la carpeta de avisos van a encontrar paso a paso cómo realizar las evaluaciones y el proceso que tienen que cumplir para pasar exitosamente este curso. Las evaluaciones se hacen semanalmente por medio de mini tests o quizzes que se toman al finalizar cada unidad. ¿Okay? Estos mini quizzes se pueden hacer ustedes al entrar a la plataforma, van a ver una carpeta que dice quizzes y hay uno que se llama quiz 1. Ese es un mini test o quiz que se tomó la semana pasada y que va a estar disponible hasta este sábado y que lo tienen que tomar para después pasar al contenido de la siguiente unidad y cuando termine tomar el siguiente quiz y así sucesivamente para tener derecho a rendir el examen final, ¿ok? Entonces lo que vamos a hacer después de la clase, así cortito y bien simple, vamos a entrar en la plataforma, vamos a ir a la carpeta de avisos, vamos a mirar el calendario, si no tomamos el quiz, vamos a tomarlo, ¿ok? And if you get stuck at any point or you cannot access the platform, you write me. I'm going to help you. I'm here for you, okay? I will help you through. I will help you to finish this course smoothly, all right? So I'm going to finish here because I know that you have very little time to finish your class with Teacher Claudio. Teacher Claudio, back to you. Okay? Thank you, Claudio.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. She has many other meetings to go to, okay? That's why, you know, we don't want to hold her and ask her many questions. But I see Naomi here, you asked a question saying that when you try to access the platform for Unit 8, you couldn't see anything. Well, one of the possible reasons could be that you haven't finished Units 6A-B, 7A-B. That could be, okay? Remember that kind of like those video games where you can only get to another level if you finish all the previous levels, okay? Now, if that isn't the case for you, Naomi, and you have finished everything, then please write to Rachel in this email that she just gave you, okay? And she will, okay, she's saying that she has already finished A and also the quiz. Okay, so then I really don't know what to tell you because I'm not in charge of that platform, okay? I do not. I send them everything on time, okay? So I don't know. You should really write to Rachel, okay? Naomi, sorry, I can't help you with that. All right, and any other questions, okay? I mean, you can ask them here, and if I don't know, I'll just tell you honestly, I don't know, and then we will try to get the answer, okay? So let's go back. We are almost running out of time. I think also Naomi also said that the most common one is chiropractic, right? Yes. So have you ever been to the chiropractor? Maybe you can either raise your hand or answer in the chat. Me personally, I've never been to the chiropractor. Okay. The only one that I'm familiar with is herbal medicine. So Naomi says that she once went for back pain. And how was the experience, Naomi? Was it positive or negative? And why? She says that she once went for back pain. Okay, we're waiting for the reply. Anybody else can also answer, okay? It was good. It helped me a lot. That's great. I'm happy. I'm happy that you don't have that back problem anymore, because that can be very uncomfortable. Okay. All right. So now let's say that you have to convince me that going to the chiropractor is a good idea. Can you give me 2 reasons why going to a chiropractor would be a good idea? You are giving me an example here, right? You know, you had a back pain, you went and you were cured, let's say. You felt relief. So why would you recommend someone going to a chiropractor? I need 2 reasons. You can type them. Okay. So Naomi is saying you should go because it's a natural way to treat something. Yes, right? There's no intervention, right? There's no surgery, there's no, right? Sort of like, maybe like a massage, but you know, yeah, you don't need medicines either. Yeah, okay, good. You got your 2 reasons, Naomi, very good. It's natural and no medicines are needed. That is a big plus. Because lots of people don't trust medicine, or maybe you have a problem, you know, you have a stomach problem with strong medicine. Medicine is expensive. So there are lots of reasons. Great. Now let's do the opposite now. I would like other people to participate too and tell me which one out of this list right here do you think is not good? Tell me the opposite. Why would you not want to try, let's say, hypnotherapy? Let's say that I don't want to try hypnotherapy, and give me 2 reasons why you don't want to try it, okay? So think about that. While you're thinking about that, I'm also going to read Martin's answer, okay? Martin is saying about chiropractic medicine that it can help you to relieve stress in your muscles and that you don't have to take drugs like painkillers. Excellent, Martin. Very good. Those are 2 very solid reasons. Okay, and we already have an answer from Vanya about hypnotherapy. Hypnotherapy can awake very hidden parts of your memory. Yes. So that could be maybe scary. It could be good, it could be scary, it could be traumatic maybe, right? Mostly scary maybe, right? So that could be one reason why you may not want to try hypnotherapy. What's another reason why maybe you wouldn't want to try any of these? Good, in a traumatic way. Very good, Vanya. Okay. Naomi says she doesn't want to try hypnotherapy because it sounds unnatural and traumatic. Good. Good. Jessica says acupuncture could paralyze a nerve. Yes. Imagine that someone who's not an expert does something, yeah, and then you're worse than you were at the beginning. Exactly. Very good. That's another strong reason why not to try. Okay, great. Let's wait a few more seconds for any other responses. Why you would not want to try any of these others. How about aromatherapy, right? By, you have a lot of candles and incense, right? That's the most exotic of them all, right? Because some of them, this sounds more like hypnotherapy, sounds like psychology, right? Osteopathy and chiropractic sounds, more traditional, let's say, right? Even reflexology, when you massage parts of your hand or your foot, a massage can do something, right? But the aromatherapy, that's really funny to me. I mean, I love, like maybe if you want to relax, right? Yes, Vanya saying it actually sounds really nice, right? Like imagine playing soft music, having, some incense or some scented candles. But to me, that's like the perfect bath, you go to the bathroom, you take a bath and you relax. That can be very helpful. Great. So of course, this is all opinion, right? And in your paragraphs, you need to tell me your opinion, but you need to support your opinion by giving solid reasons, okay? So let me show you very quickly. The writing homework for this week for you will be, think about traditional medicine and herbal medicine. I'm sorry, alternative medicine, all kinds of alternative medicine. What are the benefits of mainstream medicine? Mainstream is traditional, right? All of these right here. What are the benefits of alternative medicine? All of these right here on the other side. And which do you prefer and why? So this is perfect to write 3 paragraphs, right? 1 paragraph for the benefits of traditional medicine, another paragraph for the benefits of alternative, and then finally, which do you prefer? And here's an example. There are obvious benefits when considering the practice of mainstream medicine, okay? So that is my topic sentence. I am answering the question already. And then one of the benefits to be considered is, okay, and then you give your strong supporting reason. For example, having had surgery, patients suffering from this, give an example. A second benefit to be taken into account is, and then mention your second benefit. For example, vaccines have been proven to be effective against many diseases. That is a clear, concrete example. So you have 2 reasons with 2 examples that support this first sentence. And then finally, you finish with a concluding sentence. To conclude, the obvious benefits of mainstream medicine are this and that. So you summarize the 2 reasons. This would be 1 paragraph. Then you would have to write a similar paragraph for alternative medicine and a similar paragraph for the one that you prefer, right? So you could say for the one that you prefer, traditional medicine seems to be more safe and believable for many reasons, right? Or alternative medicine is much more attractive for many reasons. And then mention the 2 reasons why you prefer that. And then you summarize it, okay? So you can take a screenshot photo of this. Okay, so you have the sample paragraph. Got it? All right, so that's, okay. All right, so I think we don't have any other questions. So final 1-minute recommendations for everybody. Okay, do what teacher Rachel was telling us, go to the platform, okay, and check that. Please write to her, to that email. Please copy the email right here in the chat, okay? If you have a problem with the platform. Now, as far as my class goes, you need to go to your book, and you need to do the activities, you need to spend some time, okay? This level is a high advanced level, so the activities are not gonna be easy, all right? You need to spend some time and devote some attention to it, right? It's not something that you're gonna be able to do in 5 minutes really quickly. It's not gonna be enough, okay? The book and the workbook have a lot of activities, so try to do as much as possible, and the platform activities also. You should be spending 4 hours a week on classwork and some more hours for homework. Remember that we had 4 hours in class, and then you were given homework for when you went home, okay? So you should be doing that, all right? Remember also to practice speaking. So take your cell phone and record your voice, all right? Speak to your phone, speak to somebody if you have the possibility, all right, and practice. And finally, reading for pleasure. If you read a lot, it will help you tremendously. Do you guys have any questions? Any comments, any questions? Is everything okay? Can I have a thumbs up if everything's fine? Okay, great. So it's great to have seen you again. Notice I'm using the grammar, right? It was great to have had you in class and to have seen you again. Good participation. This Saturday we have class again at 4, okay? So let's get to work. Let me unmute you to say bye-bye.
Bye, teacher. Thanks.
Bye, you're welcome. Good night, everybody.
Bye, teacher.
Bye-bye, stay safe.